Good morning. Welcome. We are so glad to have you with us today. I am Ryan Torma. I am the Executive Director of Professional Development and Lifelong Learning at the College of Continuing Professional Studies, and I will be playing the part of Dean Bob Stein, who is unfortunately not able to be with us today because he is ill. And he asked me to send his regrets because I know this is one of his favorite days of the year. He so loves commencement and is sorry that he can't be with you today. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all, our graduates, our guests, to our 2022 commencement ceremony. I would also like to welcome those who are watching via live stream. Thank you for joining us and adding the energy to the room. To begin our ceremony, please rise as you are able and join vocalist Megan Rodriguez in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Megan. What a wonderful day. I know some of you missed fishing opener this morning, but you made a good choice. There are few occasions more gratifying than commencement, and we are glad that you are here. As we get started, I also want to wish a happy early Mother's Day to all the moms. I know there are many of you in the audience, and we will have several crossings of the stage today as well. You have all made many sacrifices, and I hope today is a prelude to a wonderful Mother's Day tomorrow. The College of Continuing Professional Studies has 5 core values: access, learning, inclusivity, collaboration, and excellence. These are what motivate us every day as we do our work. I think you will see all of them on display this morning as we confer degrees that have been several years in the making, honor the dedication of our new graduates, salute family and friends who have provided support and encouragement along the way, and send our graduates off to make a difference in the world. A little about the College of Continuing and Professional Studies, or CCAPS as we call ourselves. As you can see in your program and will hear as students cross the stage, we offer applied and individualized learning experiences that span a wide range of academic disciplines. We serve students of all ages, and we are often the answer to students' questions about their best fit at the University of Minnesota. So it is especially rewarding for all of us connected with the college to be here today, celebrating our students' accomplishments in these distinctive and innovative degree programs. It is truly one of the most pleasurable aspects of our lives as educators. There are many people who have joined me on stage this morning who have played a pivotal role in helping our students graduate, including faculty, advisors, administrators, and many special guests. Several will be introduced later, but I'd like to recognize just a few of them as we get started. So would you please each stand as I introduce you? And audience, I ask that you please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. First, I'd like to welcome the Honorable Bo Tau Urabe, the University of Minnesota Board of Regents, who is here with us today, who will confer degrees on behalf of the Regents. Thank you, Regent Taurabe, for your presence here today and being with us. Dr. Michelle Coker, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education. Dr. Michelle Iwin, Associate Director for Graduate Education. And Amna Hussein, soon-to-be graduate of the Master of Biological Sciences degree program, who will be speaking on behalf of the graduates. I would also like to offer my gratitude to members of the college leadership team, academic advisors, and other faculty and staff for being here today. Thank you for all of the very important roles that you play. So again, welcome, and let me begin by offering my sincerest congratulations to all of the graduates. You have achieved an important educational and life milestone with the completion of your bachelor's degree or your master's degree. We honor the determination and the hard work you put into your achievement and the energy, passion, and creativity that brought you to your work. You certainly deserve all the accolades that you receive today. I also want to acknowledge the encouragement, love, and inspiration provided by your family and friends, many of whom are here today. Any important life endeavor needs this type of support and strength. Family and friends, we thank you as well. So I want to give you students a chance to publicly thank those who helped you arrive at this moment. Graduates, as you walked into the auditorium, I noticed many of you looking around to find your family and friends. I invite you to stand up, find your supporters, and give them a huge round of applause for everything they have done to help you reach this moment. Go ahead, stand up, look, take a look. Thank you all, graduates, family, and friends. It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Amna Hussein, who is completing her Master of Biological Sciences degree. Amna is a Sudanese American who immigrated to the United States with her family at age 2. Her parents took a leap of faith when emigrating from their home country in hopes of building a brighter future. Her family settled in Minnesota, and they found a home at the University of Minnesota. Amna's father earned a law degree from the university, setting the bar high. Amna earned her bachelor's degree in biology, society and environment with a minor in political science from the U. Her love for the sciences led her to pursue a master's degree in biological sciences with a focus on immunology, cancer biology, and public health. Amna currently works at the Masonic Cancer Center as a community engagement coordinator. She enjoys keeping up with the latest scientific discoveries, exploring local coffee shops and restaurants with friends and family, and taking every opportunity she can to travel. Please join me in welcoming Amna Hussein.
Thank you. It is truly an honor. Distinguished guests, faculty, and staff of the University of Minnesota, friends and family, thank you for attending our day of celebration. My fellow classmates and colleagues, glad to see everyone here. It's hard to believe that a little over a year ago, we were barely making it to Zoom calls in our pajamas, still under the comfort of our blankets, but today, we not only celebrate our accomplishments against all odds, but our shared drive and dedication to making an everlasting positive impact on the world around us. We celebrate today a monumentous achievement, our achievement, and we succeeded during a global pandemic. Today, I have the honor of serving as your torchbearer, holding up the flame of shared experiences, sacrifices, and the obstacles we've managed and successfully overcame over the past 2 years. I am thankful for this opportunity. Rising stronger than ever before, we are uniquely positioned and equipped to handle all the challenges of the new world that awaits our arrival. Albeit, we're probably all overdue for a few therapy sessions first. That being said, we are humbled by the people here in body and in spirit, waiting for what will probably feel like forever, just to hear our names called so they can cheer us on again for the millionth time. Our loved ones, our guardian-like advisors, mentors, professors, without you helping us to keep our wits and giving us all your support and the strength to push through the chaos of it all, we would have remained a sobbing, over-sanitizing ball of existential anxiety. I know I would have at least. Without you all, we would not be here today, and for that we thank you and raise our applause. When my graduate advisor, Dr. Anka Reinders, asked me to be the student commencement speaker, honestly, it sounded like a fear factor challenge. And the reward is, I still had to pay tuition. Over the past 2 years, 95% of our conversations have been with maybe 5 to 10 people outside of our household, or over fuzzy Zoom calls where dropping out of the conversation was a perfectly fine way to exit the conversation. But today, I'm on stage in person in front of thousands of people, including my peers and distinguished University of Minnesota members, with no chance to pull the old "my internet seems to be unstable" card. It is safe to say I am currently well outside of my comfort zone. I stand in front of you today with my goals and career path clearer than ever, married to my best friend and greatest support, Hassan Dawood, a proud daughter to 2 incredible parents, Najwa Al-Hassan and Ismail Hussein, who gave my siblings and I their all in a country that was completely foreign to them. And a testament to my generation's unwavering drive to survive. Not at all coincidentally, the name of the Formula One show my husband made us watch 3 seasons of. I do truly consider myself fortunate, alhamdulillah, which in Arabic means all praises due to God. Regardless of faith or belief in God, I think this year, in this moment right now, with everything that has happened and is still happening in the world around us as we speak, whether you find comfort in the hands of a higher power or gratitude for the hand the universe and its chaos theory has dealt you, it is hard not to smile and feel blessed. However, feeling blessed or lucky can often be a nearly impossible perspective to maintain. After completing my undergraduate degree, I knew for certain that I wanted to follow my passion of helping people. But how and as to what, that I was not quite sure. 8 months after graduation, my grandmother, who lives in Sudan, fractured her hip. She would always tell me about the state of the healthcare system in Sudan and how under-resourced it is. My grandmother would call me and ask me about her symptoms and medication, based on my undergraduate coursework and the limited knowledge that I gained as an emergency department medical scribe. I remember always feeling helpless that I could not provide her with the medical advice she thought and needed. On January 12th, 2018, my grandmother passed away due to diabetic complications. My grandmother and I were very close. Her warmth was something I relied on for comfort. She was my biggest supporter and always had my back. For most of my life, she was truly my closest friend. I always told myself that one day I would go back to Sudan to work on improving the healthcare system. My grandmother's death ignited a flame within me to pursue a career in medicine and public health. At that point, I knew I needed guidance on how I would achieve what I now knew was my calling. I met with a former professor whom I consider a great mentor of mine, Dr. Lisa Kearney Anderson. If it wasn't for my meeting with Dr. Anderson back in February of 2018, I honestly don't think I would be here speaking in front of you today. I owe much of my academic success to my graduate advisor, Dr. Anko Rinders, mentors Dr. Thomas Mulliter, Dr. Lisa Kearney Anderson, and Kiara Ellis, Director of Community Outreach and Engagement at the Masonic Cancer Center at the University of Minnesota. My boss, whom without I would not have been able to successfully juggle a full-time job while attending graduate school full-time. Thank you, Dr. Mulliter, Dr. Anderson, Dr. Reinders, and Kiara Ellis for your encouragement, your guidance, and for always pushing me outside of my comfort zone. Because of you all, I am now one step closer to pursuing a career in medicine and public health. With my grandmother's healing spirit living on through me, fueling my passion, and the love and support I continue to receive from the people I'm blessed to still have, I will carry the torch. I will not squander what I have been entrusted with, and together with you all here today, we will deliver a brighter future for the generations ahead to whom we will pass our torches. And of course, along with some Purell and Clorox wipes to go. Thank you all so much for the opportunity. Class of 2022, congratulations.
Thank you, Amna, for sharing your story with us today. We look forward to watching how you'll make an impact in the world. Now it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome our commencement speaker, Tasha Van Zandt. Tasha has planned on being here today, but the escalating number of COVID cases made it unwise for her to travel, so she will be joining us by video. Tasha is an award-winning director, cinematographer, photographer, and Emmy-nominated producer who has documented stories across all 7 continents, using her lens as a tool to build cultural bridges that lead to greater global understanding. Tasha graduated from CCAP's Intercollege program in 2014 and has had her work featured in museums around the world and in media such as National Geographic Expeditions, Time Magazine, The Guardian, The New York Times, PBS, Netflix, and HBO. Her debut documentary feature-length film, After Antarctica, follows the life of the legendary polar explorer and fellow Minnesotan Will Steger, and his lifelong journey as an eyewitness to the greatest changes to the polar regions. The film has received numerous awards and was most recently screened at the Climate Change Conference, COP26. So let's turn our attention to the screen and hear from Tasha.
Hello, class of 2022. I'm Tasha Van Zandt. First of all, I would like to acknowledge that we gather on the traditional land of the Dakota people and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it throughout the generations, including the Ojibwe and other indigenous nations. Thank you to Dean Stein, our associate deans, faculty, advisors, staff, my personal advisor from my time here, Amy Berger-Sanchez, all of the friends and family here with us today, and most especially to the graduating students. It is an absolute joy to be speaking with you today at my alma mater and to celebrate with you at the end of one adventure and the beginning of another. In my work, I am often behind the lens telling other people's stories, so it is an honor to be with you today, sharing my own story in front of the lens. Today I want to speak with you about the way in which the stories we tell impact the journeys we take in life. Joan Didion once said, "We tell our stories in order to live," and that has rung so true to me throughout the years. Storytelling is at the core of humanity. Long before humankind developed the tools to read or write, we shared information in the form of oral storytelling. Humans have been sharing stories since we first learned to communicate, and it is the device that has always connected us. As generations grow older, it is the stories we tell that are passed down that shape our future generations and the way we understand the world. As we look back on our history, it is the stories of our past that shape our present. Through the experience of processing stories, we are able to expand our understanding and better connect with the world around us. In reality, we are all storytellers, building the web of understanding of the world around us through the stories we tell. When we embark on a new chapter of our story in life, there are challenges and successes, setbacks and achievements, beginnings and endings. But no matter the journey we are on, we each hold the power to write our own story. I liken the various journeys and chapters within our lives to the seasons. The transition from one season to another signifies a great change and progression forward. And I'm so humbled to be speaking to you on the spring day at the end of one monumental journey and the beginning of the next. When I first received the invitation to speak with you today, I was overjoyed and pleasantly surprised, especially given that the only class I dropped during my time here was public speaking. But I'm glad that my journey has led me back to the University of Minnesota today, and to share that I've since faced that immense fear of public speaking, or at least have improved upon it, and have faced many other fears on my journey since graduation that I could have never dreamed of. My path in education was not a straight one, and there were many moments that felt like impossible roadblocks, but with each step forward, I grew in more ways than I could have ever imagined. And through my time here, I was able to have the support to design my own degree and begin my own journey. Since graduating from the intercollege program in 2014, I've ventured to Antarctica, swam with sharks in French Polynesia, camped among lions in Tanzania, and traveled by bush plane in the high Arctic. And I must say that speaking with you all today feels like one of the greatest adventures yet. For me, being a storyteller is at the core of who I am. For those of you who do not know me, I'm a documentary filmmaker, photographer, Emmy-nominated producer who has documented stories across all 7 continents. And at the core of what I do is help people share their own stories. In my work, I'm dedicated to sharing stories that have the potential to affect positive social and environmental change and highlight the importance of our human connection to nature. Most recently, I directed and produced the documentary film After Antarctica, which follows one of National Geographic's most legendary polar explorers and fellow Minnesotan, Will Steger's lifelong journey as an eyewitness to the greatest changes in the polar regions of our planet. Growing up in Minnesota, Will was my childhood hero, and I was constantly struck by the way he used his platform as a tool for positive change. When I was young, I remember tearing out pictures from National Geographic magazines from Will's remarkable expeditions in the Arctic and Antarctic, dreaming of one day being able to travel to these remote landscapes myself to see it firsthand. I remember taping these images to my bedroom wall and wishing that one day I would be able to venture to these places myself and experience these stunning and otherworldly places to have meaningful adventures of my own. Years later, I had an opportunity to hear Will Steger speak, and upon meeting him afterwards, immediately felt called to amplify his story. We ultimately ended up collaborating on the film that would become the greatest journey of my life. And through this journey of sharing Will Steger's story, it has shown me the power of setting our sights on a North Star and taking the steps to make it come to life. In my time of sharing Will Steger's story, I've received countless lessons that have inspired me on my path. But the greatest lesson that I have received is seeing the ways in which life itself is an expedition and the journey in and of itself is the destination. When I started on my own journey, I could have never imagined how the path would unfold. I grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in Prospect Park, down the street from what is to this day my favorite place in the world, and to many it's known as the Witch's Tower. As a kid, during our annual neighborhood ice cream social, the neighborhood would open up the tower, and I would climb to the top of the seemingly endless spiral staircase to look out over the city, imagining all of the stories of people down below. I remember the feeling of awe, seeing how intertwined we all were down below. It taught me that the world comes into focus in the most beautiful way when we were able to step back and take a view outside of our own. As the first generation on my mother's side to be born in the United States, I come from a brave line of women who have taught me to pave my own path. My mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother risked everything in leaving the Soviet Union behind to immigrate to the United States. When they left, one of the few possessions they could carry with them were family photographs. I remember being mesmerized as a kid, looking at the weathered and worn black and white images, which felt like magical portals that transported me into a world of wonder outside of my own. I was so deeply inspired by the magic of these images and storytelling in the photographs, and I felt a sense of understanding and connection, seeing images of my mother in a setting that felt so different from my own. Through this experience, I learned about how the stories we tell can hold the power to define the world we live in and shape our futures. Both of my parents paved their own paths. My father, a gifted musician, songwriter, and immensely talented carpenter, taught me how to literally build a beautiful life from the ground up. One summer as a kid, my parents worked tirelessly together to rebuild my childhood home. I remember the smell of fresh white paint wafting through the halls, the sunlight beaming through the open windows, and the sound of the four tops playing through our paint-covered boombox. The feeling of my dad's calloused hands as I'd hand him a hammer or a nail. This was one of the first times that I remember seeing the power we hold when we take the steps to build the dream that we envision, and I'm so grateful to my family for building a place for our story to grow. When I graduated nearly 10 years ago and accepted my diploma, I could have never imagined that my path would lead me back here to be able to speak with you all. Like many of us here, my own path was not a straight road. After suffering from major health challenges at the start of my time at university, I had to adapt my plan. For a while, those challenges seemed to be carrying me further and further from my North Star. But when I look back now on what seemed to be an impossible journey and grand detour of my life's goals, I realize that I'm actually grateful. In fact, I wouldn't take those experiences back, even if given the chance. The unexpected journey itself led me to a more beautiful destination than I could have ever planned. I've learned so many examples of this from all of the stories that I've been able to witness. In my most recent journey of sharing Will Steger's story, I have learned that although in life we can't always control change itself, we can change our response. I would like to ask each of you to take a moment to picture the world you wish to live in and the response you wish to take in this path. The choices that we make pave a path each day, and each of us have the power to take steps towards building a better world. As you set forth on this newfound journey, you will find that the journey is the destination, so remind yourself to be present and mindful and find gratitude in each step of the way. It feels full circle to me to be able to be speaking with you today, and I feel so honored to be meeting you at the end of one journey and the start of the next as you begin your own paths forward. On my path, every moment of hardship, rejection, and so-called failure taught me just as much, if not far more, than every accomplishment along the way. On the road ahead, there will be failures, there will be seemingly wrong steps and mistakes, but if we choose to learn from those, there will also be opportunities for growth, for wisdom, and for forging a better path. It is truly the journey itself that is our greatest teacher. So I would like to invite each of you today to take a moment of gratitude for this very moment we are in right now, a moment of celebration for all of the work you have done along your journey thus far. What starts here today has the potential to make an impact around the world, and the path that you pave depends on your ability to get up and keep going no matter the twists, turns, detours, highs, or lows. This new journey will unfold in more unexpected and beautiful ways than you can ever imagine. And I'm so excited for you all as your next chapter unfolds. Life is an expedition in which the journey is the destination, and your story has power, so now is the time to harness it. Go forth, step into the unknown, one step at a time, and may each of you discover the unexpected in the beautiful journey ahead.
Many thanks, Tasha, for sharing your inspiring and empowering words. We are sorry that you couldn't be here in person today, but we are so glad to have you as a part of the CCAPS family. I now have the distinct privilege of starting our presentation of the candidates for degrees from the College of Continuing and Professional Studies. For health and cultural reasons, we will not be shaking hands on stage today. We're happy to give you an elbow bump, but if you prefer not to touch, simply place your hand across your heart and we will acknowledge in the same way. Graduates will be presented by Dr. Michelle Coker, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education, and Dr. Michelle Iwin, Associate Director for Graduate Education. We will begin with undergraduate degrees.
It's this? Here we go. Okay. All right. Great. Good morning. Let me add my welcome to all of you and my congratulations to the graduates. We're glad you and all of your guests are here, whether it's here in the auditorium or joining us remotely. Students, for each of you, this day represents the culmination of many years of hard work. All the accolades you receive are certainly well-deserved. For the faculty and staff of the college, this day is a joyous reminder of why we do what we do. Thank you for allowing us to serve you during your time in CCAPS and to join in your celebration. We hope you remember us with fondness. Today I have the honor of introducing each undergraduate student as they walk across the stage to receive recognition for completing their academic program. I'm pleased to be joined on stage by many of the individuals who have supported our graduates along their journey to the completion of their degrees. Some of them are administrators, some of them are instructors, some are advisors, and some are even a combination of all of those. You will be introduced to many of them shortly, but please know that they represent literally hundreds of individuals who have helped shepherd our students along their educational paths. I could not be more proud of what they do. Due to the unique nature of our programs, academic advisors are instrumental in helping students shape their experiences here at the university. Likewise, the faculty director for each program provides critical leadership in curriculum development, faculty development, and teaching. Many of these individuals will be joining me to help recognize your accomplishments, so graduates, get ready for lots of well wishes and congratulations. As you see in your program, we will first recognize individuals who have received a bachelor's degree and then students who have earned a master's degree. And one last item before we begin, we understand how exciting this day is for everybody, all the friends and family of the graduates. Please feel free to express your excitement as your graduate crosses the stage, but be sure to keep the celebration short so that the audience can hear the announcement of the next graduate's name. Thank you. So with that, let's begin. I would like to invite the first row of candidates for the Bachelor of Applied Science degree to rise and make their way to the stage. Follow the usher, please, while I tell you a little bit about this degree. The Bachelor of Applied Science degree uses an applied approach in the classroom that stresses the understanding of theory and its application in the workplace. Many students in these majors have jobs in their respective industries already and have returned to school to deepen their knowledge and gain an understanding of the most recent innovations in their fields. Others are entering the field for the first time and are highly sought after. They are highly sought after when they graduate because they are job ready. Today we have Bachelor of Applied Science graduates in construction management, health services management, information technology infrastructure, and manufacturing operations management. You can read more about each specific major in your program if you wish. We are going to start with construction management. So joining me in congratulating our students are Faculty Director Peter Hilger, Academic Advisor Megan Seltz, and Director of Applied and Professional Studies Tony Scott. Also, I believe Peter will be handing out hard hats to the construction management graduates at the end of the stage. That's always a highlight. Okay, who's first? Jack Matheson. Jackson Connolly. Eric Shafran. Theodore Cotter. Joshua Upson. Brandy Rutten. Jamie Martinson. Ensar Smilagic. Madison Winter. Cameron Vargo. Sean Heinen. James McGough. Kurt Gilland. Benjamin Omen. Sam Wittenweiler. Joshua Culliver. Marcus Schmidt. Mason Buscemi. Next, we will honor students from Health Services Management. Joining me to congratulate the students are Health Services Management Faculty Director Francis Ferdinands, Long-Term Care Administration Faculty Director Rajan Moon, Academic Advisor Alyssa Bigelow, and Program Director Tony Scott. Abdullahi Muhammad. Victoria Chong. Leah George. Chang Lor. Elizabeth Jestrab. Brian Fristad. Jacob Rodriguez. Ala Ahmed. Braden Botcher. Ratina Hawk. Justin In. Nicholas Fondakowski. Holden Maidal. Elizabeth Hagan. Jordan Miller. Nicoletta DiGiacomo. Julia Hayes. Hang Ho. Mercy Bogita. Ishel Enriquez Torres. Kayla Senyerold. Yuchin Gao. Abdishakur Isa. Ilyas Ali Mohammed. Ishra Yusuf. Buraku Gulet. Ayan Ahmed. Hibak Jama. Sawada Abdirahman. Najma Hussein. Sundus Farah. Sundus Abdullahi. Emily Schofield. Victoria Dietz. Madison Geller. Kiana Dufault. Mai Su Zhang. Noel Dayal Singh. Madeline Jensen. Danielle Hedman. Rania Rashid. Julia Stewart. Grant Woodward. Carlene Blankish. Alyssa Nelson. Nivian Mora. Purity McCory. Sainab Fani. Anat Ajay. Françoise Ida Mancho. Hawa Dukure. Muna Bishar. Nawal Jama. Hoden Mohammed. Thank you. Ikra Hassan. Sagal Yabaro. Fardosa Mohammed. Sagal Mohammed. Farah Abdul Qadir. Hudson Mohammed. Zainab Mohammed Sharif. Layden Aden. Samira Abdallah. Ramla Yassin. Linlin Zhou. Mary Da Silva. Jessica Wei. Taylor Maglior. Evan Gray. Maya Flynn. Najma Abdullahi. Nadine Hamida. Allison Gilbert. Our next group of students includes majors in information technology infrastructure, a rapidly growing field in today's world of big data, data analytics, and cybersecurity. Joining me to congratulate students are Faculty Director Mark Langanke, Academic Advisor Ashley Cruz, and Program Director Tony Scott. Abdulrahman. Ayub Farah. Murad Ali. Abdullahi Ahmed. Ahmed Ali. Joshua Muebi. Ramla Mohammed. Jacob Tunin. Jordan DeRosa. Oops. Anthony Savell. Simeon Amos. Nathan Erickson. Sean Mark. Thomas Ocelio. Jerry Jang. Jay Tran. Morgan Schenk. Vivian Din. Gamachu Kadora. Ilyas Farah. Yaye Farah. Tristan Stewart. Ryan Moa. Liban Khalif. Oscar Galaz. Mohammed Morad. Robera Legese. Anas Ishmael. Kongmeng Lor. Rashad Elbaba. Let me get my papers here. Our fourth and final Bachelor of Applied Science major is Manufacturing Operations Management, serving a critical sector of the economy in Minnesota and around the world. Joining me to recognize the one graduate we have, our Program Director and Academic Advisor, Tony Scott. Pedro Sanchez Aragon. Please join me in recognizing all of the Bachelor of Applied Science graduates. Next, we will recognize graduates of our 3 undergraduate individualized degree majors, beginning with Health and Wellbeing Sciences. I'd like to ask, well, actually, I don't need to ask you. You're already here, so you're... Oh, okay. Little change. We're doing multidisciplinary studies next. So Multidisciplinary studies. Multidisciplinary studies major is an individually designed degree, and it is tailored specifically for returning learners. It draws from the course offerings of many different colleges and departments across the university. Joining me today are the program director, Amy Berger Sanchez, and academic advisors, Dr. Josh Borowitz, Karen Moon, and Lisa Garrett. And Lisa's actually right there. Okay. Thank you. Jessica Ferrulli. Okay. Michael Randall. Ishak Geyer. Philip Herman. Clay Bennett. Kimberly Maroney. Andra Aronson. Sue Lowley. Betty Sanderson. Okay, thank you very much. Richard Oaknick. We will now recognize graduates of the Inter-College program. I would like to ask, well, actually, you're already up here, so I don't need to do that. The Inter-College program is an individually designed major, and it allows students to earn a bachelor's degree by combining academic work in different disciplines from at least 2 different colleges at the university. Students work closely with their academic advisor to craft a degree program, building on their interests and previous coursework. Joining me to congratulate students is the program director, Amy Berger Sanchez, and academic advisors, Dr. Josh Borowitz, Karen Moon, and Jeff Olson Krangle. Jeff is somewhere out there. He's one of the ushers. Oh, okay, there's Jeff. Thank you. Spencer Hurdle. Mary Breckman. Elissa Keene. Blake Brandt. Ryan Dalrymple. Shirley Sheely. Dorothy Mboma. John Cady. Eric Judge. Amber Berg. Uluwafeishaya Ayobamadele. Amber Rosenthal. Teari Sales. Kiera Wendorf Finstrom. Trevor Lundy. Jacob Dushek. Kristen Navis. Ellen Robick. Noelle Kirst. Caressa Kosek. Tamay Broadway. Naipri Fisher. Olivia Allen. Reese Anderson. Christina Donley. Kashia Tao. Ria Mayulis. Jesus Trujillo. Julia Passmore. Aseda Tena. Bamnet Keka. Mi Lee. And I had meant to read their program areas, I forgot. So you can read them, be sure to read them in the program. You can read all the different areas that they combined for their degrees in ICP. So finally, the last individualized degree that we're going to do is Health and Wellbeing Sciences. Health and Wellbeing Sciences is a self-designed interdisciplinary Bachelor of Science degree program that blends courses in the biological, physical, and social sciences to prepare students to work in a variety of roles within the health and wellness industry. Joining me to congratulate students is the Director of Individualized Degrees, Amy Berger-Sanchez, and Academic Advisor, Megan Seltz. Lauren O'Brien. Malin Jama. Kelsey Mendenhall. Kyle Gracie. Noelle Greeley. Ashley Greenshields. Nung Dao. Chloe Gerlach. Sydney Redepenning. Amy Kuyak. Leila Abdirazak. William Clark. Lillian Jurage. Abby Barger. Holly Jones. Emma Iverson. Courtney Krumpetic. Emily Stendel. Abigail Ardito. Rachel Tritch. Maida Fazlich. Congratulations to the graduates of our individualized degree programs. And finally, congratulations to all our bachelor's degree recipients. Congrats. Dr. Michelle Iwan will now present students earning master's degrees.
Let me add my welcome to all of you and congratulations to all of our graduates and their families and friends. I am honored to step in for Dr. Saxena to announce our master's degree candidates. I would now like to invite them to rise and come to the stage, starting with the first row of graduate students. All of our graduate degrees are designed to meet the educational needs of professionals who seek to advance their careers, while allowing for deep exploration of critical issues within their field. It takes a special grit and commitment to succeed in graduate school, especially while juggling the many personal and professional responsibilities our students face. We are proud of their resilience and strength of our graduates and appreciate the support that those of you in the audience have extended to make this day possible. Joining us on stage to celebrate are some of the individuals whose guidance shaped the intellectual journey of our graduate students, our directors of graduate study, faculty, and advisors. We are here to mark this significant milestone and to cheer you on to the next step in your professional life. And now I will announce our master's degree candidates. First, we have the Master of Professional Studies in Addictions Counseling. It provides a rigorous applied clinical program that meets the education and training needs of individuals new to the profession and those seeking additional licensure. Joining me on stage are the Director of Graduate Studies, Deborah Wamsley, faculty members Dr. Ann Ingwalson, Dr. Jennifer Weigelt, Dr. Fiaz Karim, and Dr. Emily Jordan-Jensen. Victoria Boris. Charlie Ellerbrook. Next, we have the Master of Professional Studies in Applied Sciences Leadership, which is a fully online program combining 2 certificates into a stackable master's degree. Graduates are well prepared to advance their careers in scientific fields in multiple sectors. Joining me in congratulating our Applied Sciences Leadership graduates is Director of Graduate Studies, Dr. Jennifer Vandelight. Thank you. Michaela Worley. Chloe Krager. Sadie Schultz. The Master of Professional Studies in Arts and Cultural Leadership prepares students to lead arts and cultural organizations in the complex economic, political, ethical, and social environments in which they function. Joining me in congratulating our graduates is Director of Graduate Studies, Dr. Tom Borup, and Academic Advisor, Margot Gray. Please join me in congratulating our Arts and Cultural Leadership graduates. Henry Dykestel. Jennifer Hammer. Megan Shimon. Carrie Hatcher. John Marks. The Master of Biological Sciences is a degree that allows students to take advantage of the broad spectrum of biological sciences taught at the University of Minnesota while tailoring their graduate education to meet their professional goals. Joining me in congratulating our Master of Biological Sciences graduates are Director of Graduate Studies, Dr. Romas Kozlauskas, and faculty members Dr. Anka Reinders and Dr. Sarah Yauman. Ayob Wayu. Benjamin Grossberg. Hillary Major. Lujane Ani Mary. Carly Ulrich. Abigail Kohut Jackson. Amna Hussein. James Nesbitt. The Master of Professional Studies in Horticulture is designed for those currently working in the horticulture industry and provides a solid foundation for those interested in entering the field for the first time. Joining me in congratulating our graduate is Director of Graduate Studies, Dr. Eric Watkins. Please join me in congratulating our horticulture graduate, Mary Needing. Next, we have the Master of Professional Studies in Integrated Behavioral Health, which merges mental health and substance use education and training into a comprehensive program leading to dual licensure. It prepares graduates to work with clients who have co-occurring mental health and substance use disorders. Joining me on stage is Director of Graduate Studies, Deborah Wamsley, and faculty members Dr. Ann Ingwalson, Dr. Jennifer Weigelt, Dr. Fiaz Karim, and Dr. Emily Jordan Jensen. Neil King. David Castaneda. Melissa Rose Marek. Erica Derafield. Jenna Jansen. Sarah Boyd. Claire Cooney. Aria Larion Klein. Brianna Page. Sarah Vanyo. Thank you. And Ariel Webster. And finally, we have our Master of Professional Studies in Civic Engagement, which prepares graduates to develop deep expertise in a given area of community-focused practice. Driven by their individual passions for making a difference in their community through personal, collective, or political action, our students are well prepared to be change makers in society. Joining me in congratulating our civic engagement students is the Director of Graduate Studies, Dr. Amy Kircher, and Academic Advisor, Margot Gray. Please join me in congratulating our first graduates of this degree program. And we will have a round of applause for them because they are busy changing the world. I would like to congratulate all of our master's degree candidates. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Thank you.
Congratulations to each of you. We are so proud of your individual accomplishments, and we are pleased to welcome you as our alumni. Now, I am honored to introduce Regent Bo Tau Urabe, who will confer the degrees on behalf of the University of Minnesota Board of Regents. Bo Tau Urabe received her undergraduate degree in Family Social Science from the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. She is a consultant and former executive and network director at the Coalition of Asian American Leaders. She's also a small business entrepreneur and is a partner at Red Green Rivers and Sage Farm Market. In addition to her service at the University of Minnesota, Regent Tau Urabe serves on the board of Propel Nonprofits, Drake Bank, the Minneapolis Foundation, She has been recognized locally and nationally for her leadership and impact, including being named a distinguished alumna by the University of Minnesota's College of Education and Human Development in 2017 and a Bush Fellow in 2019. We are so pleased to have you with us today. Thank you for your leadership and guidance that you provide this great university as a member of the Board of Regents. Please help me welcome Regent Tao Urabe.
Good morning, and congratulations to all the graduates for your achievements. You deserve to feel great pride in your accomplishment and your academic association with the College of Continuing and Professional Studies and the members and the University of Minnesota. Sorry, this is how you know you're getting old. I gotta take off my glasses to read. Congratulations to the family members and friends joining us today for their encouragement of our graduates. I want to just say I walked the stage many years ago, so this is just great to come here again and for us to be in person, so congratulations. And I love that they did away with that stay silent till the end. It was wonderful to hear all of your applauses to celebrate your graduates. So will all the graduates please rise? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Regents of the University of Minnesota, I now confer you the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations. Please help me recognize their achievements. My best wishes to all of you.
Thank you, Regent Tao Urabe. And thank you, and to our graduates, we know that you are happy to be finished, or almost finished, with your hard-earned degree, and we hope and trust that you are motivated to continue learning throughout your lifetime. We will always be here to serve you, whether it is for another degree, professional development opportunity, or for personal enrichment. We look forward to staying in touch. Now, I know you're anxious to get out of here and celebrate with your loved ones, but I want to take a moment to note that last Sunday in this auditorium was filled with people paying tribute to Vice President Walter Mondale and the legacy that he left. Among others, President Biden commented that when the going got tough, Walter Mondale didn't stand down, he stood up. That is the same spirit all of you, our graduates, our instructors, our staff, our families, and many others have demonstrated during the past 2+ years as we learned how to live, survive, and even thrive in the midst of a pandemic. Just like Vice President Mondale, you have set an example and left a legacy for those who follow in your footsteps. And just like at the end of Mr. Mondale's memorial service, I invite everyone to rise and join the class of 2022 and Megan Rodriguez singing the University of Minnesota Rouser. The words can be found in your program.
Minnesota, hats off to thee, to thy colors true we shall ever be, firm and strong, united are we. Run for the U of M. Minnesota, hats off to thee, to thy colors true we shall ever be, firm and strong, united are we. Run for the U of M. M-I-N-N-E-S-O-T-A. Minnesota. Minnesota. Yay, Gophers!
Thank you, Megan. This has been a magnificent morning. Seeing your smiles and recognize your accomplishments has been a real treat. We welcome all of you to the worldwide U of M alumni network that is now more than 500,000 strong, and we encourage you to stay connected. And graduates, as you exit, be sure to get a special gift to congratulate you on your amazing accomplishments. In case you didn't notice, I've been modeling some gopher socks that we have for each of our graduates. These are for graduates only. Unfortunately, we don't have enough socks for everybody here today. Thank you again to friends and family in the audience for joining us at the ceremony and for your just great celebrations. Thank you. I would ask that all the guests honor the graduates by remaining seated until the formal processional is done, and then the platform guests will exit first, then followed by the students. Thank you. Congratulations, graduates, and enjoy this banner day.